Lately, everyone has had something to say about Kyrie. Some players think he's a GOAT, others think he's an emotional diva, and don't even get me started on what LeBron said, man. This is what NBA players think about Kyrie Irving. Kevin Love and Kyrie's history together started a few years ago in Cleveland, and since then, he's had some mixed opinions on Kyrie. The media's always said Kyrie is difficult to play with, but let's hear from someone who actually played with him for years.
I've only had good experience with Kyrie. Obviously, it's easy to say because we had so many teams that went to the finals and we played at such a high level, but for me, it's I think Kyrie, when he loses, sure, he's super upset, but he's a talented player that's going to bring it every night.
Now, at the time, Kevin Love only had good things to say, but since Kyrie left the Cavs, he's changed as a person. At the beginning of the season, Kyrie came out and said he was tired of the media twisting his words, and he called reporters pawns. Kyrie's not talking about me, right? I'm not a pawn, Kyrie! But this shot at the media is where Kevin started to feel a little different about Kyrie. Kevin was interviewed during a press conference, and he wasn't happy.
I think that calling anybody a pawn is a sure sign of disrespect. I understand where Kyrie is coming from in trying to better a number of people's lives, but I'm just not a divisive person.
Now, just like Kevin, Tristan Thompson was once close with Kyrie on the Cavs, so he has a perspective on Kyrie most people don't. And with Kyrie recently becoming a trending topic, Tristan was asked about him, and he said, he's a piece of shit. Huh? Wait, Tristan said he's what? The quote keeps going. He's a piece of shit. Nah, I'm joking. I see him in the summertime, we hang out, have some tequila. Me and him are brothers beyond basketball, and still are today. Do I wish he was still here? Of course, he's Kyrie Irving, one of the top 10 players in our league. Whew, you had me there for a second, dog. Kevin Durant has had a lot to say about Kyrie Irving over the years, even before they were teammates. One of the first times KD put Kyrie in the GOAT conversation was in 2018. He was asked about who he likes to watch in his free time, and he said, Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, and Kyrie Irving. Just the way they move. I don't understand why people don't realize what they're seeing in these three. Kyrie's younger than me. That's one of my best friends, so I watch his stuff. Man, we should have seen this Nets team coming 3 years ago. But this wasn't the only time KD talked about him. In January of 2019, Kevin and Kyrie faced off in a Warriors versus Celtics matchup. They went head to head, and they each dropped over 30 points that night. And even though the Warriors came out on top, Kyrie gained KD's respect. And after the game, Kevin let the world know what he really thought about Kyrie.
He's special players. They tend to get better as the game goes on and as you play against better players. He's one of those special players.
Steph Curry, Kyrie, they're pretty much on the same level. So what does Steph think about him? Well, with these two battling a lot over the years, especially in the NBA Finals, they've gotten to see each other's games up close more than anyone else. So when Steph was asked about what makes Kyrie so special, he said,
the ball handling aspect of what he relies on the floor to create space, to get by guys, finishing at the rim. He's kind of unpredictable, which is a key trait for great scorers and playmakers like he is.
These guys have done great things against each other, but the 2016 Finals stood out from the rest. The two fought all series long, but Kyrie ended it with a dagger right in Steph's face at the end of Game 7. And that's something Steph regrets to this day. So when a reporter asked Steph about the shot that Kyrie hit over him, he wasn't happy. You wanna know why he wasn't happy? Because Kyrie didn't drop a like and subscribe to the channel. Yeah, that's right, Steph is furious. Okay, I'm joking, but you should like and subscribe or I'm gonna be really sad, man. But for real, here's the clip of Steph talking about that shot.
Bringing up I had a great attitude coming into this thing. Now you trying to bring up old stuff. I don't think about that at all, really. I mean, I think about it, but it's not like the first thought that comes up when you see that guy. What's done is done.
James Harden teaming up with Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant shocked the world. But when Charles Barkley heard about this, he wasn't impressed. He has faith in Kevin Durant, but Kyrie Irving and James Harden, that's a different story.
KD went to Golden State and he sacrificed. James Harden and Kyrie Irving have never shown me no, I just want to win. That's the most important thing. See, this is what I think happened. This is just me thinking. I think they are sick of Kyrie already and says, we better make this James Harden trade because we cannot count on Kyrie. That's just me talking.
Now, as always on Inside the NBA, Shaq looked for a reason to just start yelling. So when Chuck started comparing Kyrie to Harden, Shaq took what Charles was saying personally.
It's got to be in James' hands. Number one, he's a better shooter. He's a better one-on-one player. Like Kyrie is a dribble guy, but James Harden is flat out.
James Harden is a better one-on-one player.
James Harden is.
He's the best one-on-one player
in the world.
Maybe then the guy playing with him.
It's probably a 10 to a 9, not a 10 to a 5.
No, but I'm saying, but James Harden is the
right
guy
there.
who's gonna make players better. James Harden he'll pass the ball.
And Kyrie won't pass the ball.
Not like James.
Oh, stop it.
He won't.
I swear, man, Shaq just argues for the sake of arguing. Like, Kyrie is special, but we all know James Harden is a different animal, right? But Shaq didn't stop there.
I'm not going to sit up here and let y'all talk about James like he's way better than Kyrie.
No, we don't. There's a difference between being a good player and making players better. James Harden make players better.
I just said he's a better one-on-one player. That was the question you asked me.
Speaking of NBA legends, not all of them had a chance to play with Kyrie, but Kobe Bryant got that chance. And he knew Kyrie was special years ago. Many people didn't know that Kobe and Kyrie were very close behind the scenes. Phone calls, text messages, workouts. Kobe helped shape Kyrie into the star that he's become. So after Kyrie won a championship in 2016, Kobe was the first person he called.
I remember sitting on the couch at home after Cleveland came back from that 3-1 deficit and beat Golden State. And we're watching the game, and then my phone rings, and it's FaceTime call, and I'm like, I hate FaceTime calls. Like, don't FaceTime call me, unless it's my family, right? But it's Kyrie. Like, all right, let me pick it up. I pick it up, and Kyrie's in the locker room celebrating on FaceTime. I'm like, dude, it worked. Your advice worked. You know what I mean? Like, he's completely freaking out. He's like, hey, Gigi. And Gigi's like, hey, congratulations. He's like, oh my God. And like champagne spilling all over the place.
Kobe always knew Kyrie was a great player. And because of that, Kobe was always trying to mentor him and offer advice. The two were so close, they literally collabed on a shoe design together. And Kobe wouldn't do that for just anyone. But why was Kyrie so special to Kobe? Well,
the next move for him is figuring out how to get the most out of the pieces around him. That's really hard, right? And understanding how do you find an emotional connection with each player, figure out what their fears are, and help turn those fears into strengths.
Jimmy Butler is one of the few players that's also friends with Kyrie off the court. When he was on First Take, the guys wanted to stir up some trade rumor drama. So they asked Jimmy what player he wished was on his team. And he said this.
One guy? Yep. I'd probably have to go with my favorite player who's not myself, and that's Kyrie. I love Kyrie's game, man. And he's a really good dude.
But when it comes to Kyrie on the court, Jimmy's had some interesting takes. He's had a chance to face Kyrie on different teams. And in 2020, Jimmy admitted that Kyrie can't be stopped. When asked who the hardest player to guard was, Jimmy said, Kyrie always gets where he wants to go. It's disrespectful. He can shoot the three, he's a great passer, he can post guys up, he hits a lot of tough shots. So when you talk about unstoppable guys in the league right now, Kyrie is definitely in that category. Jimmy's been able to look past all the drama and see that Kyrie's a special player. But this next guy, he didn't care. Recently, Kyrie caused a bunch of issues when he mysteriously disappeared from the Nets. Teammates were confused and no one could explain what was going on. Then a viral video came out of him disobeying NBA rules and partying without a mask. And his ex-teammate Richard Jefferson, he wasn't happy about it at all.
How can Karl Anthony Towns look at a guy like Kyrie, and when I've lost my mom and my dad has been sick and I see you at birthday parties, you don't care about anybody else other than your family, your circle, and what you're trying to do. It just comes across as very selfish.
LeBron and Kyrie won a championship together. But since they split up, things have gotten out of hand. One second they're praising each other, the next second they're taking shots. And in 2019, LeBron told the media how he really felt about this.
I think I've always loved Kyrie from before I met him to when I became his teammate. I've always thought he was special. It takes a real man and a real person to understand who they are, to be able to call or to do anything and be able to see their wrongdoings or believe they had some wrongdoings and then be able to come to grips with that and be able to either to apologize or say that at that point in time I thought I was ready for something but I really wasn't. I love Kyrie. I love everything about Kyrie. I've loved his family. And I definitely love his shoes and his game. And my kids love his shoes and his game too. So It's all good.
Yeah, LeBron was clearly being the bigger man here, just trying to move on from the drama. But Kyrie, on the other hand, he just keeps making the situation worse. Like, when he was on Kevin Durant's podcast, he decided to sneak diss LeBron.
One thing I've always been comfortable with is, I felt like I was the best option on every team I played for, down the stretch. This is the first time in my career where I could look down and be like, that motherfucker can make that shot too.
Damn, Kyrie's basically saying LeBron isn't clutch. Oh, what the hell are you talking about, Kyrie? Let me calm down, I'm sorry. Now, when LeBron heard about this, he was stunned. So he got a little drunk on the Road Trippin' podcast, and he responded to Kyrie's sneak diss.
And I heard he did it on Katie's podcast, and I was a little like damn. Once I got the whole transcript, I was like, damn. I wasn't like, oh, you tripping, I've hit game-winning shots my whole life. I was not like that. I was like, damn, because the whole time while I was there, I only wanted to see him be an MVP of our league. I only cared about his success, and it just didn't align. Yeah. It just didn't align, and we was able to win a championship. Yeah. That's the craziest thing. We were still able to win a championship, and we could never align, but I only cared about his well-being.
Aw, poor LeBron. Kyrie hurt his feelings. At this point, man, it seems like this rivalry is never gonna end. LeBron and Kyrie might have been great when they played together, but when LeBron was asked who he felt his best teammate ever was, well, he said this.
We talked about Kyrie as far as how he's gifted. Yeah. AD is even probably more gifted than Kyrie in the sense of, you add 7, 8 more inches of height. Yeah. His ability to dribble, shoot. All 3 facets. So I'm talking about 3-pointers, mid-range, low post. His defensive paralysis is uncanny.
With this James Harden trade happening, everyone's taking notice. But it was reported that Kyrie didn't want Harden to join them in the first place. Chris Broussard revealed a secret about this at the beginning of the season. He said, Durant wants Harden and Kyrie does not, because Harden might likely have the ball in his hands. Now obviously, with the months going by, things have changed. And Harden knows there's going to be an adjustment period. 3 faces of the NBA in one lineup, this hasn't been done before. But Harden assured us everything will be all right.
It might take a little time, it might not. I think all of us are very, very smart. Like I said, are very unselfish, and we know what's at stake. It's just it's a matter of coaches putting us in position and us communicating, putting ourselves through position and spots on the floor where we can be effective.
So far, Harden has had nothing but good things to say about Kyrie. But he's known to be one of the most disrespectful players in NBA history. He's taking shots at Giannis, the Rockets. This dude is crazy. Oh wait, you want to hear more about that? Well, I got you, man. Check out this video right here. These are the most disrespectful players in NBA history. And it gets pretty ugly, man. Someone mocked a guy's dead mom. It gets bad. What are you doing? Click on it.